What up guys? Today we're going to be checking out my new to me Indian Springfield. Just picked up this 2021 in Thunder Black and Dirt Track Tan, and it is beautiful. Full walk around here. Bike comes with the Thunderstruck 111, and mine came with this upgraded high flow air intake. Still has the stock exhaust on it at the moment, however. But anyway, I've only had this for a short while. I'm going to tell you guys what I really like about it so far. Maybe a few things I don't like as much about it. And then we'll cover just a few things that I plan to do with it, which isn't much. But yeah, we'll quickly run through a few specs. So that 111 cubic inch motor translates to about 1800 cc's. Indian claims it makes 119 foot-pounds of torque at around 3000 RPMs. Indian doesn't release horsepower numbers on this bike, but from what I gathered on the internet, some people have dynoed them and they get anywhere between 82 and 92 horsepower. So not a performance monster by any means, but definitely respectable numbers, a lot of torque. With fuel in it, it weighs about 830 pounds. It has a 5.5 gallon fuel tank. And suspension wise, we got the telescoping forks in the front, obviously, and then in the back we've got a single air adjustable rear shock, and that rear suspension really helps the bike perform in the twisties. This bike comes with ABS, cruise control, keyless ignition, and remote locking bags. Alright, the first pro is just how buttery smooth this engine is. Got a lot of power, a lot of torque. You feel it all over the rev range. I wouldn't call the 111 Thunderstroke a performance engine by any means, but it's definitely got a ton of power and it's very smooth. You know, Indian has their more performance oriented engines in some of the newer models and then the Challengers and stuff like that, but the 111 definitely performs very well, very smooth, very solid, shifts fantastic. It just feels very smooth. Another thing I love is how comfortable it is. This seat is very, very comfortable. It's huge. I don't think I specifically showed you guys how big this rear passenger seat and backrest is. My girlfriend, I mean, she's tiny, 5 foot nothing, but she says it's super comfortable for her too, which is awesome. I have no problem being in this seat for a long ride. I think I would have to say it's probably the most comfortable seat that I've ever sat on a motorcycle. It also handles extremely well. It's obviously a big bike, a heavy bike, but it does feel very nimble. I haven't done any crazy rides or any super fun twisties yet. We went for a ride around the lake the other day. Didn't push it a ton in the corners, but you can tell it'll definitely lean over. Got some flickability. Another thing that I really like about it is how unique it is. Indians are unique in general, kind of, but the Springfield specifically are also a little more unique. You know, it seems like majority of the time when you see an Indian on the road, it's like a Scout. The Chief is super popular, Chieftain's super popular. I feel like you don't see a ton of Springfields. I was actually talking about this with the guy that I bought this bike from, and he said, yeah, Springfields, they're not the most sought after model of Indian, so you can get a little bit better deals on them, and you can get a little bit more bike for your money, which is true because I actually went into his shop to look at a 2016 Chieftain and ended up walking out of there with a 2021 Springfield for not too dissimilar of a price. So I walked in there to look at that Chieftain and then saw this and just kind of fell in love with it. Until I walked into that shop, I hadn't been considering Springfields really at all. You know, when I would search Facebook Marketplace or KSL, the classifieds and stuff, you know, I'd search for Chieftains and Chiefs. I don't think I ever once typed in a Springfield. It just has that very classic look, and to be honest, pictures and videos, even this video, like, they don't do the way it looks justice. They really do look so good in person. I mean, really, this bike is so beautiful. I mean, dude, look at this thing. As far as cons go, there's really not a lot. One thing that I will say, and And I said this about the Triumph Thunderbird when I test rode it, and it's just kind of the nature of this style motorcycle, really. And that's the speedometer location, being down here on the gas tank. I don't love how far your eyes go from off of the road to be able to look at your speed or, you know, your RPMs, fuel, that sort of thing. So not a huge deal, just takes a little bit getting used to is all. Another con, and again it's not a huge con that you can maybe see while I'm sitting on it, is how far out this aftermarket air intake sticks. Just kind of pushes your leg out a little bit. Don't exactly love that. Again, not a huge deal, but on long rides it would definitely be ideal to have some highway pegs out here so I can stretch my legs out a little bit. And then the last thing that I've noticed is this bike does get a little bit hot. A lot of people online have, you know, spoken up about that, mentioned that about the Thunderstruck 111. Does run a little hot. I'm curious to see how she does in the hottest parts of the summer here in Utah. But luckily my bike does have these little flaps here, these little engine guards to help deflect some of the heat coming off the engine away from your legs and your body. You know, that heat usually wouldn't even be a problem. It's just in stop and go traffic when that heat starts to get you. And unfortunately, we get a lot more stop and go traffic these days. But yeah, like I said, those are really the only things that I can even think of at the moment that bother me at all. And really, they're just minor things. So yeah, I really don't have much to complain about with this bike. I like it a lot. As far as changes or anything goes to it, I really don't plan to do very much with it. This bike deserves to be left as close to stock as possible, really. I feel like most Indians do, especially ones that have just this classic look to them. As of right now, my only plans are to put a slip-on exhaust on it. I ordered one through Reinhardt. I didn't do one of the DBX series ones. I just did their basic slip-on, so they're a lot more mild. They're just a little bit deeper than the stock exhaust that comes on these bikes. I don't want something that's gonna piss off the neighbors, and I want something that I can rip on and I'll still be able to hear my music in my helmet, so I don't want to go too loud. You know, a lot of people love the tab performance with the zombie baffles and the DBX 40 and 45 series, Cobra, that sort of thing, but not exactly my taste. It's fine if it's your taste. I think they sound great, most of them, but just not what I want to do with this bike. So for sure going to clip on some highway pegs to these crash bars. Definitely make longer rides more comfortable. When we were doing our hour, 2 hour long rides, I just want to stretch my legs out a little bit more. Having that air intake stick out like that, I don't know, puts a little more wear on my legs. So I definitely want to do some sort of highway peg up there on the crash bar. And lastly, possibly a taller windscreen for longer rides. You know, riding on the highway, this was actually fine. I didn't get too much buffeting, but I do see online a lot of people complain about the windshield height. Indian does make an Indian brand windscreen that you can get through them that is 3 inches taller than the stock. Unfortunately, it is close to 800 bucks, so we'll see if I end up pulling the trigger on that or not. But other than that, I really don't have too many plans to change anything. I love this bike so far. Excited to keep riding it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful to someone. Be sure to stay tuned for more videos about this bike, because I will definitely be making some more content on it. Thanks.